I would have gone with your line there, but maybe we are wrong, and he's still a professional.
Well, I'm I have no idea about Delver, so
And there is that blazing volley for the turn
yeah,
two
it kills
true
the
name
noble hierarchs.
bases.
It's
Oh,
pretty
it
nice that
doesn't
it
kill
kills.
true names, does it?
No, it doesn't kill your names. That's an
Wow.
issue with that.
That's sad.
Yeah, he might have mistakenly assumed it did.
Yeah, maybe
But
he's getting blown out next turn.
I mean, no, because he wastelanded, so
Oh, that's
Patrick
true.
can't play the tournament. What do you think about not forcing the noble hierarch if your plan is to wasteland?
Hmm.
Like if you really are on the wasteland plan,
Yeah, it
he's
might
kind
be
of saying
fine.
by wastelanding there. I mean, he's kind of trying to play a mana denial game, right?
Yeah, you might be right, but he didn't leave up Stifle as well now, or this turn.
Yeah. Do we know what he did with Ponder?
No.
I
It's
assume he
down.
shuffled because he drew the blazing volley.
Yes, probably. So is Delver gonna flip?
It
Pretty
is
important
revealing
here.
another force of
Ooh.
will. That's pretty
That's
good for him.
great.
It
That's
means he
really
can.
good.
He's actually, I guess, something close to parity right now on board.
Yeah, I
But it
think
means he can deal with Patrick's haymakers. I'm
yeah, I
surprised.
can force the true name, 100% force there, and the
Yeah,
thoughts is not even gonna matter.
that's true. But I'm surprised he didn't ponder there to try to hit the second land drop, considering he
Yeah,
has
he
a Goif
probably
in hand.
just wants to leave Stifle up here
Yeah, I
or capture
understand. But
cards.
Stifle doesn't necessarily do anything. Stifle, like in my opinion, I would have pitched I would have like marked Stifle as a card to pitch to force.
Yeah, seems right.
So
Especially
you
at
can,
this time where opponent has two mana dogs on the battlefield already.
yeah, exactly. It's not going to do that much, right? I mean, maybe you can like stifle a Battle Skull trigger or something like that right later on, but he's so close to 5 mana that's not even going to do much.
That's true. Already has 4 mana now.
Yeah, then again, there might be something in Patrick's deck I'm not considering. I haven't played with Stifle in a long time. I don't think there's anything but Battle Skull and obviously lands.
Yeah, I think
Maybe you
Stoneforge.
can stifle the Stoneforge trigger, I guess.
Yeah. There's nothing else actually. Stifle is pretty poor in this matchup if you don't have a turn 1 or 2.
I think
Against
it's
the
okay
boss.
to leave it in on the play and just go full mana denial, since you're gonna lose a long game against these true names and chases, right? So
Yeah,
you're
that
the
seems right.
aggressor, I assume. On the draw, I'm not so sure.
And he finds the plow. That's pretty good. With Mark still on one land.
Yeah,
You might actually have to force that.
I'm surprised he took the stifle. I would have taken the ponder there, I think, with the thoughties.
Yeah, or the Tarmogoyf as his only second threat.
I mean, he can't cast the Tarmogoyf right now,
That's true.
but stifle's not gonna do that much. I mean, even if he kills Polluted Delta, so what? You know
Yeah.
it's there, so you're not gonna like fetch main phase this turn.
Yeah,
You
but
can
if he
play
wants to
around it.
like
If he taps out for like ponder next turn, or like anything next
right
turn,
now.
you can just in response fetch.
Yeah, or in response swords, Plowshare the Delver, whatever.
Exactly. It's just like
What did he just do?
yeah. I guess yeah. Okay, I can see the reasoning behind
Oh,
that,
okay.
but I think the stifle's such a non-card that it would be fine to just leave it in hand
Yeah,
and
I think so
Flusterstorm.
too.
Keep the Flusterstorm to try to resolve the true name.
Sounds good.
He
Like
could
Mark
have
not hitting his second land drop here really hurts him actually.
yeah, a lot. That's why I would have pondered last turn instead of leaving open stifle. The leaving open stifle didn't do anything.
That's true.
But he didn't swords end of turn.
I don't
Interesting.
understand that as well.
I understand he's trying
Or
to keep his fetch for brainstorm, but
yeah, he's
there's
gonna
some
force
like
that.
consideration to just fetching because of what should I call it, because of stifle.
Yeah. And you know he doesn't have one right now, and he stepped out.
Yeah, exactly. Depends
So it
on how
looks
much you
like
value the land. I guess the land is not that important anyway.
it feels like Patrick is actually ahead here.
Oh, he is way ahead, I think.
He is super ahead now.
If Mark places on his
maybe.
land drop, then it's really awkward for him. Oh, Brainstorm's a really good top deck.
Yeah, Brainstorm is a good card.
That's like
but if
one
he
of the
doesn't,
one of the
it's
best top
perfect.
decks he could have
Perfect draw.
possibly.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, no, not the Tarmogoyf, I think. Ah, I guess does he know about the true name?
No, he shouldn't.
I guess he can assume there is one. So he probably puts back. Blazing Wally definitively goes, in my opinion.
Yeah, Blazing Wally goes and probably one Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, I think you put the Tarmogoyf on top. But what else do you want to draw except for Tarmogoyfs?
Yeah, you probably maybe just you don't. You want to keep the Dismember and the Pyroblast.
I agree. I'm not so sure about the
Because-
Dismember, actually. You definitely want the Pyroblast in case he goes True Name next turn. He only has one
Yeah.
card left, so it's very likely it's a True Name or a Chase.
It's really likely. That's a 4-mana or 3-mana spell.
The Dismember kills a Deathrite, which is sort of a problem, but not a huge problem.
No, and if he has
I think a second Tarmogoyf might be better than a Dismember at this spot.
that's actually, yeah. How big is Tarmogoyf right now? 4, 5?
I think so. I mean, 2 4/5s and he's on 11. Sure, Deathrite can gain some life.
There's the Pyroblast for the true name. That's
Yeah, I agree
really-
with this line. The only
course.
thing is I might have put Dismember on top instead of Tarmogoyf. I like putting Tarmogoyf second from the top, so you can leave it there if you don't have to Pyroblast this turn.
He's just gonna bounce out the Tarmogoyf here and hope to win.
Yeah, Patrick drew a Brainstorm though. It's pretty good. Though he doesn't
Yes,
have any
he
spare
does,
cards
yeah.
in left hand.
Ooh, not a true name. Wow.
I mean, that was a good draw.
Holy moly. Now that you want
I
to
like
set
the fact that
Tarmogoyf.
Patrick. Yeah, I like the fact that Patrick's keeping the Brainstorm in hand.
Yeah, that's
in this
really
spot.
good.
A lot of players would just fire it off here, but I like keeping it in these late game scenarios to get maximum value out of it.
I agree.
There's no reason
100%.
to rush it right now. You have something to play this turn.
And if he draws lands, he doesn't really need more lands right now.
Yeah, exactly. You can wait until he draws like one land, then it's probably fine. Chance of drawing a second one off of the Brainstorm is pretty high. So you put back
Yes.
both lands and then fetch. But a lot of players just like jam Brainstorm as the one card left, and then it doesn't really do anything. Yeah, exactly.
And their Brainstorm locked and sad.
Okay. I think he should shuffle off of this, but I'm not entirely
Do you know what he saw?
Yeah. It was Stifle, Blazing Wally, Bolt. Maybe you keep the Bolt.
I think you shuffle though.
Yeah.
Like, those cards don't do anything.
I think you dismember the Death right here. Like letting it untap just helps him raise so much.
I mean, you could just bolt it, or do you want to bolt face?
I think you want to bolt face, so there goes the 2-turn clock, right? Does that work? I think that works, right?
Yeah, that
What are the
works.
card types in the graveyard right now?
Graph is a 4/5. No, it's
No,
a
it's a
3/4.
3/4, but it will be a 4/5 possibly. Oh, there's no
there's
land.
there's no lands.
Yeah, of course there isn't. That's right.
But it's a
All of them.
fetch.
But there's a chance Patrick fetches next turn, and then Goyf is a 2-turn clock with the bolt. Also, if you draw, like if Mark draws another fetch.
Yeah, he just killed the Death right, like you said.
Yeah, I think that's a correct play.
That's probably right.
And then Patrick immediately draws another Death, right?
Wow. Oh, he's gonna fire up that Brainstorm into 3 lands. Oh.
Why did he play that?
I don't
You don't
know.
play that. You just fetch and leave it in hand.
I think so too.
I guess it doesn't matter. But you fetch.
Is he?
You fetch now to play down Stifle, I think. And I
I
think
mean,
he
you definitely fetch before you draw now.
No, yeah, I know. But the problem is if he passes now, Mark draws a Stifle, and
Brainstorm.
he stifles the land. Patrick doesn't get to shuffle, so he redraws his lands. Ooh, those
That's
are
a
pretty
good
spicy.
choice. Yeah.
That's a really good Brainstorm, even though he's locked.
Yeah.
I think you put Bolt last because you don't need that right now.
Yeah, probably. And
Then, like,
you don't need the days either.
no, I guess the days is bad.
I think days bowl, yeah, exactly. And then you have Flusterstorm Submerge up and Tarmogoyf for next turn.
So I think
That's
you
pretty
do you submerge now?
Do you submerge Death, right?
Well, if you do it now, he can't activate it.
Yeah, that's
But he
true.
might fetch end of turn, which is good value. But if Patrick plays perfectly, he should fetch upkeep, I think. But this is
Yeah, yeah.
perfect for Mark now. But I think it's a little bit greedy to pass priority there, because if Patrick fetches upkeep, he gets another Deathrite activation. Okay.
Yes.
I guess if that's your plan anyway, then that's fine.
Oh, he draw the Scrubland anyways.
It's his invitational card, right?
That's like shuffle my cards away, draw them anyways. It's every tournament ever.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he did that. He did just draw a true name and a Deathrite after they were killed. So
He's going aggressive now with the true name.
I'm surprised at this. I think it's because he assumes the Deathrite is going to be enough to race.
Maybe, and he can block at least
Yeah, but
once.
the Deathrite's going to get submerged.
Deathrite gonna get bolted. It looks like.
And
Yep.
I guess, and then he can submerge the Noble Hierarch. The problem is then Patrick just fetches away the Noble Hierarch. It's
Yeah.
not so bad.
I mean, it reduces the clock by a whole turn with the Exalted.
Oh, okay. So Patrick goes aggressive. That's very interesting. Doesn't he lose this race?
4, 8, 12. I mean, yes, right now he does.
It seems very weird not to either
Oh,
gain
he's gonna
life or
block.
get rid. He can. Oh, I see.
Now he's
Okay,
gonna
so-
lose this. Now he's still losing the race, right?
Yeah, but now the submerge is dead.
That's true.
Which is pretty funny.
Oh, is he gonna fight? No,
Right?
he can't fire after
Yeah.
Thoughtseize. Or he's dead to Tarmogoyf.
No, there's no way he's gonna Thoughtseize here. It changes the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew he had that.
Play second Tarmogoyf.
Played pre-combat. Why would you play pre-combat? I think it's just.
I don't
if-
think it matters right now.
yeah, I know, but I think it's incorrect. I'm a stickler for correct play, even if it doesn't matter. But I guess
So
saving time.
Oh,
What does Patrick
that brainstorm
draw?
has to be good.
Yeah, it's a great
Like-
great draw though. Even just drawing a brainstorm.
That's not it. He's dead. I
Yeah,
think.
7 library is too slow. I don't think he's,
I mean, he's
dead,
not dead. But
but
great.
it's close.
He attacks. He's down to 1.
Yeah, but if he draws another true name, he can block the Tarmogoyf. So like a removal for Tarmogoyf would be enough, not Thoughtseize. I'm
No.
surprised he didn't put away Thoughtseize. It's worse than lands right now.
You're right.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think,
he
but I
draws
think
like an
Patrick.
enchantment. He can put it to the graveyard. It just wins here. That would be hilarious.
I think Patrick could have played this more aggressively.
Maybe. I think that he had definitely a chance in this game. to win.
Sorry, no, more defensively. I
Not
would've been-
attacking with the true name as long as he has 1 Tarmogoyf. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If he hadn't attacked, he wouldn't be at 5 now. If he hadn't like drained with the Deathrite but gained life and not attacked, he would be at 11 right now, with a Sylvan library in play.
Yeah, he might have turned it around.
Yeah, and Rock Delver is built in a way like it's more of
That's
a
a cheat. Does
template.
that do anything?
What did he draw? Such
A
shit.
cheat. And the swords, so he's not dead.
I mean, swords is what he was looking for. So
Yes.
I think he keeps the swords. He could be greedy and keep the Stoneforge Mystic.
Does that swords resolve through Flusterstorm and Days?
Let me check.
1, 2,
I don't think
3,
so
pay
because
4. No, he has to pay 4 additional mana.
yeah, so he's dead unless he. Well, if he goes for Chit, he's not dead. Oh, he is dead.
Yeah, he cannot be full
yeah.
life. No
But-
first strike on that.
yeah.
true name.
I think going for swords is probably fine, though you have to expect some amount of counter mana to be in
Yeah.
counter magic to be in Mark's hand.
Like Mark has 3 cards in hand the whole game and doesn't play anything. It has to
I
be
mean, it
rapid
could easily
fire.
be a stifle.
That's
I
true.
like in this spot. I think I'm putting Mark on stifle because there was no spot where he could have played it, basically.
Yeah. So it's gonna pay for the days,
Yeah, and then Flusterstorm it.
and then Flusterstorm it for 3. 1/1.
Mm-hmm.
Good,
Interesting.
good.
And I'm surprised.
Nice.
I'm still surprised at Mark not submerging too. Okay, yeah. So on Interesting. Takes out the thought seizes on the play and puts in dazes. I like swapping
Maybe.
dazes between play and draw. Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I don't think Thoughtseize is that great in this matchup, right?
I'm not sure.
I mean, it's probably not
It
bad,
seems
but
it
doesn't he have
seems
better
like the matchup is a lot about not dying.
cards?
Like for
That's
Patrick, right?
definitely how it is.
Patrick's the more controlling deck. He's gonna win a long game. He has these Planeswalkers. He has the Stoneforge package. He has True Name Nemesis. So, but if that's really what it's about, I like Thoughtseize. I even like Force of Wills because all these cards help him
Are,
get threats out of Mark's hand.
are there forces still in their decks? Patrick has two.
I,
That's what I thought.
I didn't look at Mark. We should split up
Damn.
for
Yeah,
future
we should
games, by
split
the
up.
way.
It sounds like a
um,
good plan. Oh.
but what I was getting at is I like for Patrick to have all these inefficient but very fast trading cards like Thought Seizers or Forces
Yes.
that like let him trade early in the game for the threats of Mark. Because if he can get 1 or 2 turns without a threat in play, then I think he can pull ahead. It
Yeah,
gives
you're
him
probably
time to
right.
like resolve a Jace, resolve a Garruk or something like that. So I like the Thought Seizers actually.
And the threat density of the Delver deck is really light. Yeah, like yeah.
Exactly. So and Thought Seizers is like the perfect way to deal with the threats because you can deal with them before they're in play. Like I think opening with a turn 1 Thoughtseize is a lot of value actually.
Is he gonna not play the Delver here? Wow. Okay, that's a little crazy in my opinion.
That's very aggressive. What is he trying to play around?
He's trying to spell snare a Stoneforge, I think.
Yeah, I think
Something
so
like
too.
that.
I don't think it's worth it. If you don't have a
No.
Stoneforge, then you just wasted your turn.
Yeah, he just
And
wasted his turn hard.
yeah, exactly. In a tempo deck like Delver, I think Rock Delver is a lot about using every single mana as efficiently as you can.
Oh, he drew the second land.
That's
I
very
mean,
good.
if he had a Delver, we could just upkeep Brainstorm, make sure he flips.
Yeah, exactly. Help
Maybe
him find
even
the lands.
needle the Death Right after that, or keep something up. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Or I don't like this right here. I think he should play the Scalding Tarn before trying to resolve the Delver in case.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because of dazes.
Yes. Now he's keeping Spell Pierce and Spell Snare up again.
Yeah, this is
That
fine though
actually
because
might be good though.
now he has a Stoneforge to protect. The problem is, what does he do if Patrick just slams a True Name here? None of his cards like deal with True Name. In general,
if he's
his
gonna
deck is
slam
really
at Garruk, he's gonna be sad. Oh my god.
That's very true.
Oh.
It's gonna work out here, but there's more True Names in Patrick's deck than
100%.
than Garruk's. So I
guess there are chases as well.
Yeah, but I just like doing all these. There's a turn earlier, and not being soft to getting raised by True Name seems.
Yeah, I mean, if he
funny.
slams a True Name here or last turn, this game would look great for Mark.
Yeah, exactly, because Mark has a very slow draw, and his answer to True Name is racing it.
Doesn't he? Does he have 0 answers in his deck?
I think so. I don't see any.
Wow.
It's fine. I don't mind
I guess,
having. I mean, he has Pyroblast to counter them, and other like efficient counter spells like Daze. It is an inherently clunky card. It costs 3 mana. That's a lot for Legacy.
Yeah, but if you can slam it turn 2 with all the local hierarchs, it's really
that's
good.
what Patrick's deck is built around. But I don't mind not having answers except for racing in this type of deck, because this deck is built to be efficient and race. So it's fine. It's the game plan anyway.
Yeah, that's
you're not doing this. You're not out grinding anyone.
Would you have played the Tarmogoyf here?
Oh, 100%, I think. Okay. You have a force to interact with things, whatever they are. Right. There's not like Rafts in Patrick's deck, right?
And it's not like the Death Right Shaman is really strong right now.
That is true. But you can needle it next turn. In general, I like deploying the threats first and then like following up with brainstorms, cantrips, answers to Patrick's things.
Yeah, I'm not really the creature type Magic player.
The other day you destroyed me with Stoneblade. That's the creature deck.
Yeah, I guess that's the only creature deck I play.
Because it has 4 brainstorms in it.
Maybe. I mean, that counts for almost every deck in Legacy.
That's true, I guess. I don't think I've played the brainstorm deck once in a competitive Legacy tournament.
Wow.
Oh no, that's not true. Legacy, the Miracles is a brainstorm deck. Doesn't count. Discount that. I keep
Miracles
forgetting
doesn't count,
Miracles
I guess.
was the best brainstorm deck. Rip Miracles.
Yeah, never be missed.
I'll miss it a bit.
I'm just sad that both my decks play tops.
That's true. I think that's the reason I'm actually sad about the banning. It impacts some like tier 2 strategies negatively that were
Yeah, like
quite sweet.
Misfit is worse, Welder's worse. Oh, not Welder.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Welder, Painter,
Painter, exactly.
Doomsday.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was certain Nick Fit decks were using it.
Yeah, the Nick Fit decks.
12 Post.
Exactly. High Tide used it, I think, but that's like fringe
Yeah,
decks.
but that's really not important, I think, for High
Yeah,
Tide.
yeah, really fringe decks.
Yeah, most of them work without it, so it's not super bad.
Yeah.
But
And it was, of course, best in Miracles by far.
no, not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the game.
I don't like this. I think I would have brainstormed before needling. I don't like the hand that much. So
I mean, if you want to brainstorm, why not do it at the start of the main phase?
I mean, you have to decide which card you're more fine with getting dazed. And
Yes.
I think even though Deathrite is really good, it's actually the needle here.
3-4 Deathrite chain right there.
Especially because you might find another land of the brainstorm.
Yeah, I think Marc is gonna run away with this game though.
Yeah, I think so too.
That looks really good for him.
His hand is quite strong if he draws another land, and he is ahead on board. Ooh, that's also really good.
Okay, I think
that was
just...
Yeah, I think that just seals the game.
Yeah, that's probably just sealing the game.
Could
Patrick throw the better? No, never mind. He's forced brainstorm into something.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the force force cuts off Patrick's outs.
I was like, Patrick's pretty good here.
Yeah, but again, I don't see why Patrick is trying to raise. Were there no creatures in the graveyard?
Noble Hierarch is definitely in the graveyard.
Yeah, and there's a True Name Nemesis also. So yeah, I like leaving that right back. He could have even attacked with a Noble, right? I would have just missed out on 1 point of damage.
Yeah, he's gonna attack again here.
I feel like Patrick plays this too aggressively.
Yeah, he's the control deck. He should just conserve life as much as possible.
I think so too. It's pretty funny. I mean, I have not played any of these decks before. I think like maybe some practice games of Rock Delver, so I may not be qualified enough to like make these kind of calls.
Of course.
But to me, it seems like Marc is playing too defensively and Patrick is playing too aggressive.
Sun Demise on green, and that's the game. Yeah, that's 2-1 from Delver.
Yeah, so Rock Delver takes the match 2-1. That's yeah, that's our first match
game,
already.
1 mulligan to 4.
Yeah, talk about karma. Yeah. And after Patrick's insane draws in game 2, but he somehow managed to flip that game around and take the win. So congrats to Marc. He will win the first match of this tournament. There will be 3 more matches this week. That will be Sandro versus Ollie, which is Elves versus what's it called? Food Chain. Alex versus Christian, which is Death and Taxes versus Storm, and me versus you.
Exactly, which is going to be Doomsday versus Death and Taxes. That's going to be fun.
Exactly, that will be great. And I might just die without doing anything. But hey, we'll get to see how this main deck, Aethersworn Canonist, I may have put in my deck because I expected some people to play combo plays out.
Yeah, so let's sign off for the first game here.